The very first step is for you to create your script. So you go over to YouTube, and right here on YouTube, you enter this African folktales in the search bar. So that should be your search query or search text. So you see a wide variety of different channels that have different trending topics right here. Okay, so you can see this one has over 29,000 views. This has over 387,000 views. Okay, so if you scroll down, you see more of these topics. So what you have to do is, in order to recreate, videos that are already going viral, you go ahead to copy this, copy this particular video link. Then go over to TurboScribe.ai. So with this particular tool, AI tool, you are going to extract the transcript of this particular video so that you create your own unique script for your own video, because you've seen that this particular video has been trending. It is over 387,000 views right here. Okay, so right here on this TurboScribe, you can see other transcriptions that I've done here. So what you have to do next is you go over to this button and click on transcribe files. So as a matter of fact, this TurboScribe gives you 3 free daily transcriptions. So you don't need to pay for anything, okay? So right here, you see the option to, if you've downloaded the YouTube video, you drag it here, but I don't need to download it. So I just want to paste the link that I copied. So you click on this icon here. So we are going to extract the transcript using only the link, okay? So right here, we have to paste this link here. So I pasted the YouTube link. So you can see this is the YouTube link. Then I'll click on import. So we have to wait for it for just a few seconds. So it has imported. Then the next thing is click on transcribe. So you can see it has started transcribing. This is the particular video we want to utilize the script to create our own unique version. So you can see it's processing right now. You see the status is showing transcribing now. So you see the percentage here of the rates or the stage of the transcription going on. So it's right now in 12%. So once it reaches 100% and is done and has this green tick, we can then move on to the next step. So you guys can see it has finished transcribing. So this is it right here, okay? You can now see the green tick here. So I'll click on this 3 dotted by the right and click on export transcript. Now here, we have option to select a wide variety of formats. So we are going to select the doc format. That's the document format. So you click on that and right here, you click on download. So you can see it's downloading the transcripted script here. So this is it right here. Okay, so it has finished downloading. So the next thing we've got to do is we click on it to open it. So I'll double click on that and it's opening up. So as you can see, this is Microsoft Word. Remember, our aim is to create our own original and unique script. So, but we're going to utilize ideas and narrative formats from these already viral videos and scripts, okay? So that's why we are doing the transcription. So you can see right here, this is the script. Okay, so the next thing we've got to do is we have to copy this script. So we copy it from here. You can see transcribed by TurboScribe AI. So I will have to copy this entire script. So you can see we've done that right here. Okay, so we go back to our ChatGPT. So right here, this is our ChatGPT. So the first thing you've got to do is click on new charts. So on this ChatGPT, we are going to utilize this transcripted script to use it to instruct ChatGPT to give us our own unique version. Okay, so we have to give a first instruction as this. You can see this is the first instruction on ChatGPT. This says, I need you to read and understand the story format. And so if I give you a description of a story I need, you will generate a story using the same narrative format. Can you do that? So we are going to ask ChatGPT this as our first instruction, okay? So you can see its response. Its response says, absolutely, just give me the description of the story you have in mind, along with the narrative format you want me to use, and I will generate the story for you. Okay. Okay, so the next particular prompt we are going to give ChatGPT says, good, go through this story below and give me what narrative format. Now we are going to go back to that particular story that we copied, from the transcribed file. This is it right here, okay? So this is the story. So if you've not copied it earlier, you copy it. If you have, you utilize it. So there we go right here. Okay. So we click on copy. Then we go back here and paste the story here. Remember, we are now giving the ChatGPT the exact story that we want it to analyze for us, so that we'll create a better version and unique version. So we'll click on go right here. So you can see it's now explaining the different narrative formats used in this story. So we've got to exercise a little patience in a few seconds. It's going to be done. Okay, so you can see right here, it says the narrative format used in this story is a blend of mythological fantasy and dramatic storytelling. It combines elements of traditional folktale with intense emotional drama. Okay, so you can see this is it right here. Yeah. Okay, so the next thing we have to do is we give ChatGPT the next prompt, which is, okay, good. We now ask ChatGPT, is the story interesting to keep an audience hooked to the end? To keep an audience hooked to the end. So let's wait for it to give us its understanding of this. So it has outlined the features that makes this story compelling, that can enable it to hook our audience to the end of the story. So it's listing them here. Okay, so you can see right from here, this is you see this number one, intriguing premise, conflict and tension, character development, mystical elements, emotional depth, and all that. Okay. Now, the next thing we have to do is we have to specifically tell ChatGPT something like this. So I'm going to utilize this prompt. Remember, I'll be dropping these prompts in the description of this video, okay? All these prompts that I used for this. So we're going to give ChatGPT this prompt. We're going to say something like this. Using the same narrative format of the story I gave you above. Remember, this was the story. This was the story we gave to ChatGPT, because we know that this story is already gaining traction and is generating lots of views and going viral already. So we have to replicate already what is working. We don't need to reinvent the wheel, okay? So right here, we said using the same narrative format of the story I gave you above, write a similar interesting story. So you can say similar African story, similar interesting Nigerian story, similar interesting South African story, similar interesting Rwandan story, similar interesting even European or American or German story, depending on wherever you want, to focus on. You can use, using any country name or name peculiar to a particular locality. Maybe British name, Japanese name, Australian name, Canadian name, and all that, or even Nigerian name, UK, Ghana, South Africa, Mauritius, and go. Okay, so you say the story you should write should be similar to the story I gave you above, but it should not be exact. So similar means you are not going to give me that same story, but it's going to be similar story. Do not end the story so you can continue from where you stop. The reason for this is so that ChatGPT is not going to just summarize or conclude the story after writing few words. Remember, ChatGPT cannot write up to 1,000 words at the same time, like per time, at the same point in time. So you have to make it to understand that you would like to continue this story. So see what I mean? You say, okay, use simple English that a 9-year-old can understand. So let me show you guys. So you click on send, and it starts off this way. It has started creating a story for us. So you've got to wait a few seconds for it to complete generating this first phase of the story. Okay, so as it's generating the story, I'm going to show you how you can check the word count so that you know the number of words and the possible number of minutes or time that this video or story is going to be when you start creating the video. Because I'll still show you how to create the video using this particular story. Okay, so it has finished creating this first part. So you click on copy. Then let's go over to word count. Okay, so we'll go over to word count and paste that story. So when you paste that story, you can see this is over 754 words that are generated in this particular first phase. Okay, so for us to make it to generate more number of words, and remember this 754 can never give you up to 8 minutes. And remember, for you to have multiple outbreaks in one video, you should have up to like 8 minutes and above a number of video length. So what do? We go back to ChatGPT. Remember, we instructed it earlier not to stop or conclude the story. Okay, so we go back and issue this instruction and say, continue this story, but do not end it. So we go and issue this. Continue the story, but do not end the story so that you can continue from where you stopped after this. So we can say it should continue from where it stopped, from this last sentence right here. So you can see it has continued to generate the story as days turned into weeks. The villagers tended to secrecy. Okay. So the aim of this, like I said earlier, is to be able to write a longer script, possibly even have part 1 or part 2 or part 3 or multiple parts of the same story. That's if you want to, on your channel. And also if you want to produce longer videos. And the more the longer the videos you have, the better and the more interesting, your audience will find your videos and contents valuable. So you can see this is the second phase that has been generated. So we click on copy and go back to word counts. Okay. So remember we had a 754 number of words earlier. So we want to check the total number now. So we're going on paste and paste the second one. So it's now up to 1,278. So that's the difference of around 500 and something words. Okay, so you can see this is it right here. I'm going to increase this so yeah, you guys can see this very well. Okay, here we go. So you see this is over total of 1,278 words right now. Then we want to go back to ChatGPT and tell it to continue this story again. So this is it. So the same prompt we gave Eli is what we are telling to do again. So it should continue this story. Remember, we have not asked it to conclude. We'll still tell it to conclude in a special way and also give us some valuable lessons. So okay, so it's generating the story now. So this gives you the leverage to have a longer script. Okay. Okay, so we go ahead to click on copy. Now that we've copied that, we go back to word counter and add it to the already existing total number of words. So I'm going to go back to this place and I'm going to paste it there. So we now have total of 1,952. So this is definitely more than 10 minutes, even beyond 8 minutes benchmark we are looking at our target. So you can see we've just had only 3 instructions or prompts that ask ChatGPT to continue the story. So, and we've generated close to 2,000 words. So now we want to conclude the story. Then we'll use this particular prompt and say, continue the story, then end the story with 3 moral lessons and how it relates. This should be, it relates to some Bible verses. Okay. So it's doing exactly that right now. So okay, so you can see it doing justice to the exact prompts and instructions we've asked it to execute. Okay, so right here, you see the complete script is here being generated. Then it's done generating it. So we click on copy. We go back to word count and add this right here now. Remember, this is a detailed and structured process that will help you to generate your own unique script. So you can see we've added this concluding phase of this script. So you see it's now over 2,453 words. So you can see it's right here. So this will give you more than 15 minutes video. That's after narration. Okay. So this is how you go ahead to create your own unique and original script using ChatGPT. And we have been able to see how you can create viral scripts and viral stories. Then in the next step, I'll show you how to do voiceover and create AI images that aligns with each of these scenes of this particular script that we've created here. Okay. So you can see ChatGPT is very, very powerful and effective and easy to create, to use for creating videos and storylines along any niche, not just folk tales. It can be along any niche that you want or you like, across board. So if you look, you're going to see a whole lot of, options I have here, like the scripts I've created before and the ones I'm using, okay? So you probably see part 1, part 2, and other parts. So remember, you can divide this even into parts. So instead of having up to like more than 2,400 words, you can divide it. Maybe the first 1,500 words should be part 1. Next 1,000 words should be part 2. And so on. And remember, you can continue as long as you want to expand this script. Right here on ChatGPT. So just that I don't want this video to be long at this point. That's why I say it should end the story and conclude it right here. If not, I would have continued to ask you to continue the story and not end it. You see where I asked you to continue the story but don't end it. Because by default, ChatGPT usually ends stories when you tell it, or when you don't tell it not to end it. So, but once you give it the right prompts, which I've just shown you guys, it will know exactly what you want it to do, and it's going to do that accordingly as you want. Okay, so guys, like I said earlier, in the next step, I'll show you how to create valuable AI prompts, and you'll be able to create a good audio and voiceover for this particular script. I'll also show you how you can create your videos using these prompts and images and combine it with your audio.